like I'm about to get demonetized. So if you didn't know, Tana Mongeau released her first song on Monday. Yes, it is pronounced Tana Mongeau. It's not pronounced Tana Mongu, Tana Mongoose, Tana Mongeese, not Tana Mongeau, and it certainly is not what Perez Hilton said.
Tana Mongeau.
It is in fact pronounced Tana Mongeau. The song is called Hefner, named aptly after Playboy magazine founder Hugh Hefner, who passed away recently. The lyrics play up that connection from using his name in the main hook to making comparisons to, well, his Playboy lifestyle. There's a bit more to it than that, so let's analyze the song and see what we can find. I'll also include some visuals from the music video.
All these bitches out here trying to be a playmate, but I want to be Hugh Hefner. I want to throw bands on these hoes.
So to begin, Hefner does use some interesting production techniques. The intro begins with a synth lead that does some stereo panning. Eventually, it then kicks into Tana's opening lines about emulating Hugh Hefner. Lots of reverb on the vocal, and then eventually it starts to pitch shift down so that it builds into that first beat hit. It's familiar, but it's well produced here. All these bitches out here trying to be a playmate. These women are chasing the glory of being a playmate, being on the cover of Playboy magazine, and living in the Playboy mansion. Although I'm not sure how much that last one's going to work out, considering they sold the mansion to Hugh Hefner's neighbor, so I think he could add it on to his own mansion.
But I want to be Hugh Hefner. I want to throw bands on these hoes.
But I want to be Hugh Hefner. Tana wants to live up to that promiscuous legacy. I want to throw bands on these hoes. Bands are basically wads of cash, and I assume you can guess the rest.
Fuck on your bitch like I'm Hefner.
Main hook, easy enough to comprehend after the intro.
I take 10% like I rep her.
Usually when someone has management, standard rate for most endeavors will be about 10% of whatever you gross, so the amount of money you make before deductions. In this case, Tana could be alluding to being a pimp for the aforementioned bitch.
No faking my tits, but I'll check hers. Your bitch give me brain like her neck hurts.
No faking my tits, but I'll check hers. Basically, Tana's saying she has no implants, but she'll check to see if the other girls have fake tits. Your bitch gave me brain like her neck hurt. Brain is slang for oral sex, and sometimes when you're giving oral sex, you can be in some weird positions, which may or may not cause neck pain. When your neck hurts, sometimes you just want it to be over, so you try to do a really good job so it ends quickly.
I can count higher than 21.
What's 9 plus 10?
21. My bank is just fine, get your money up. Gold in my blunts that we rolling up. Red on my shoes that we pulling up.
Most of this verse focuses mainly on financial success and having the means to garner even more success. The most interesting line of the verse is definitely, gold in my blunts and we rolling up. That could be kind of weird. It could either mean that she has super thick blunts with lots of weed. It could also be a reference to two actual kinds of weed. It could be Acapulco Gold Sativa, which kind of looks like a gold nugget, or it could be 24 karat gold. Both strains range between 18 and 24% THC, which is a lot of THC. For a gram, they range between $13 and $18. In simpler terms, she's paying so much for her weed, she might as well just be smoking gold.
Used to drop them panties, now you drowning in them Xannies.
Pretty obvious. Used to be a dreamboat. Then they got addicted to Xanax. Now nobody wants to have sex with them.
Got my name all in your mouth. Yeah, your tweet just gave me clout.
You talk about Tana, she gets notoriety. This could also be a reference to the Content Cop video about the N-word controversy and Tana accepting comments made about her. Good or bad, as long as they're talking about her, she's going to have fame.
I'll drop 5K on a drop of fucking water. More ice on my wrist than tuition for your daughter.
I make money, I'll spend it egregiously.
Yo, I fucked your bitch. I'm sorry I'm rich and you're not. Tana.
Repetition of earlier themes of financial and sexual success, and then basically repeats her name. Honestly, they could have dropped this part easily from the song, but where would you have that Bella Thorne cameo? Before we go further, I just want to talk a little bit about the song structure. The main beat itself is just a straight up 4/4 trap beat with some open and closed hi-hats and a kick drum sub bass combo to just keep pushing it forward. The structure of the song splits between the main beat and then the synth intro part, which kind of gives the song a little bit of room to breathe. It's giving me a vibe of Martin Garrix's Chainsmokers with some extra sauce added in, but you know, I'm still intrigued.
Playmate of the month, cash come in lumps, keys full of bumps, man's all on my humps.
I want money and sex. I want to be Hugh Hefner. Has that been established yet?
Fuck on your bitch like I'm Hefner. She say she in love, but I left her. She sip on my pussy like nectar. She say you was good, but I'm better.
Tana's stealing all the ladies from their men, but she doesn't seem to want to commit to anything serious. Also, Tana Mongeau is the best at sex. Just thought you should know.
Popping in this bitch like a motherfucking bunny.
Tana's making stuff happen for herself and actually uses a pretty good Playboy reference here.
Playing all these boys like I'm catching bears with honey.
Nice continuation to the Nectar line, and there's even a Winnie the Pooh reference in here, I think.
Sign NDAs, keep them quiet. We out in these streets like a riot. I want Gucci shit, so I buy it. Can't catch my face when I'm trying.
So the last two lines reiterate Tana's superiority in terms of money and fame, and also establish that she's a really good rapper. Sure. I wonder who's signing NDAs though. That could either be a reference to YouTuber brand deals, where they sign NDAs before they make branded videos, which is something that Tana's probably quite familiar with. Or this could also be another Hefner reference where he had employees, in this case, Playboy bunnies, sign non-disclosure agreements. It also does contrast nicely with the next line though, notably keeping them quiet versus being out in the streets like a riot. What a beautiful ending. And that's the song. While it's not going to change the perception of non-musician YouTubers venturing into music, it's definitely not the bottom of the barrel. You know, there's a decent amount of references beneath the surface, and the production does play to Tana's strength. She's almost talking when she raps, and the lyrics reflect, at the very least, the public perception of her lifestyle. Sure, there's definitely some pitch correction and editing being done here, but it's very clean, and it's not totally noticeable unless you're really trying to look out for it. The video was well shot. Sometimes the action panning can be a bit erratic, but it was shot and compiled very well. The song was produced by Prince Fox, who does some pretty cool stuff. What's surprising is that he hasn't promoted the song at all on his own social media. That might be because he put out another song the same day, but regardless, I thought you did a really good job, so kudos to you, Prince Fox. In closing, the song was well produced. Props to everyone who worked on the song. Obviously, the themes of money, sex, and fame are somewhat overplayed, but there does need to be that familiarity so people will understand your musical direction. It may not be the best song written by a YouTuber, but there's been a lot worse. So if Tana Mongeau decides to keep pursuing music, it could be interesting. Oh, I guess it will be interesting. The real question is, which celebrity does she write a song about after this?